There you go. What's happening? Oh shit! Look at these niggas. Look. Hey, what's happening? What's happening? What's happening? God damn it, man! Listen, I don't know how to do this shit, so we gonna figure this shit out. Search City in the building. Got my motherfucking big rally out there, dudes. Motherfucking times all the way from the goddamn San Diego. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, shit. You know what I'm saying? And you know, early morning smoke signals. I ain't never ever in my life. Oh man. You know what? I'm gonna tell you what, you safe here, but you know there's a couple things we ain't gonna do. We ain't gonna talk about them goddamn bitches, and we ain't gonna talk about them goddamn fishes. I tell you what, man. Listen, I tell you what, you all right. Everybody all right. These smoke signals so you can talk some shit here. We here for the shit. We here for the shit talk. Lisa Bells was out and everybody was going on. That's a lot of love. I appreciate the love. You know what I'm saying? All these motherfuckers out there, look at y'all. Y'all actually fuck with me. Look at that. Y'all gonna make a nigga blush. You wouldn't even notice if I blush. Well, I don't know. I ain't that dark. But what's going on, y'all? Ah, man, you good, family. You good. You gonna be all right, man. You gonna be all right, man. You gonna be all right. He wants to know if I'm good here. It's all good. It's all good. It's always all good. It's always all good. And shout out to the homie. Dudes, it's always all good. Everybody's all good. You know what I'm saying? Don't you do that. Don't you do that. Don't you come here starting to see Brandon, you over here. You gonna come over here and you gonna steal on sir. Don't you steal. I'm gonna let y'all niggas fight in the yard. Y'all can fight in the yard all day. You know what I'm saying? We up north. We petty. Y'all niggas can go out and tussle in the yard all day. I ain't gonna do nothing but egg it on. I'm gonna throw fire on it. He called your mama a bitch. He said your mama got 4 legs and a penis. Let me stop. I ain't been going long enough. Watch, they gonna get me banned for that. I'm trying to copy the link right now, man. I'm looking for it. There you go. Trying to get this motherfucker right here. Got a lot going on. Got a lot going on. I gotta understand. I ain't the best with this technical shit. I don't really be doing this shit. You know. So I'm trying to see the link right here. What's happening, man? I'm trying to get the panel popping. See what it is. You know what I'm saying? Okay. There we go. There we go. All right. There we go. About that. We can go and let everybody just go and live, you know. Y'all come here and talk some shit for a minute, man. Ain't nothing but a little bit of smoke signals, man. Listen. I'm gonna throw my avatar up because you know what I'm saying. I gotta go and get myself together. You know what I'm saying? What to do for a revolution? What to do? Yeah. Yeah, I did. I got you. I got you. It's up there. It's up there, everybody. It's up there. Come on in. The water is fine. Everybody, y'all free to tap in. You know what I'm saying? Y'all free to tap in and come fucks with me. It's nothing. It's nothing. It's nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We got my guys in the building. All right. What is happening,
What up,
everybody?
Joe? Just coming to fuck with you on your first live, you know. Make sure you ain't, you don't get mad at me. Just make sure I'm straight. You don't get mad at me because I don't agree with you all the time. So I'm just making sure I'm in a safe space, away from these uh weird
All right. So now we have a perfect example of what's not going to happen. Love you, Brandon. Whatever you got going on over there, keep it over there.
I ain't got nothing going. We straight. I just want to say that I'm straight, bro. You ain't gotta we straight.
All right. Well, God bless everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so now all of a sudden he's straight. He come in and say something slick to me, and then now he's straight. Since when is Brandon
You just
Washington
don't
ever
know.
been
I
straight?
wasn't talking to you. I wasn't talking to you. That's the
Since
cold part
when has
about it. I
Brandon
wasn't talking to
Washington
you.
ever been
I
straight?
wasn't talking to you. I wasn't
Since when
talking
has
to
he
you.
ever been straight?
I'm gonna
I
allow
keep
y'all boys
telling
to
you,
have
bro. I
whatever
wasn't
discourse y'all
talking
want
to
to have
you.
for 10
I wasn't
minutes.
talking to you. I don't have no
And
reason to talk to
yo,
you. You just a D rider. You know what I mean? Like they know
The
who
way
I'm
he come
talking
out
to.
his
They know
mouth
who I'm
is,
talking
I'm a
to.
D
nah,
rider.
They
he's
know
not a
who
But
I'm.
D
I'm,
rider.
he said he's
They
straight,
know who
but
I'm
he don't
talking
be want
to.
to make
No,
me a
no,
D
the
rider.
person I'm talking to, they know what it
I
is.
know, man. I know the
But
females
go
smile,
ahead,
got
you
a nice
stand in front
smile.
of them. You
I
you
guess
be
you
there.
know the
You
smile, nice
you
smile
stand in
too.
front of them
But I don't
first. I'm
swing
gonna
that
let
way.
you talk. Go
Nah, we
ahead.
in
Go
the
ahead and let you
alphabet,
talk.
boys.
Cause I ain't talking to you.
Get
But
that
go ahead.
alphabet stuff over there.
So now, did you come over to my channel to say, hey man, what's up, man? This your inaugural show, man. That's dope. Let me pull up, show some love. Or did you come over there and say, you know what, Sir Cena, you a sucker, you a D-rider, and you know what I'm saying? I want to make sure it's safe because these other motherfuckers be some hoes and some bitches. I ain't gonna say no names, but like, you know, Sir Senior Mark Nash, you know what I'm saying? Not saying they some hoes and bitches, but you know, they just associated with hoe and bitch shit. Like, we ain't gonna do that, brother, man. I ain't even gonna let you answer because it's a rhetorical question. We ain't gonna do that, Brandon. Brandon, couple breaths, 2023. All right, now let's get back to the shit talking, man. What's happening, everybody? We had smoke signals. God damn it, we are broadcasting live, motherfucking from the Dirty 30 South Side. We are outside right here on motherfucking Glenwood. And God damn it, you already know we are sponsored by Jessa Leroy's Warehouse of Wings, Waffles, and Watermelon. Right next to Wanda's Weave Emporium, across the street from Willie and Taking Names. You know the niggas. So, yeah. What is going on? There's a lot of shit going on in the world. Alec fucking Baldwin. Yo, he's getting charged for that. Yeah. Accidents happen, B. But somebody's got to be accountable. That's what the state of New Mexico is talking about. Everybody, what are your thoughts? Do you think motherfucking Alec Baldwin deserves to be charged? Does it need to be the safety people? What do you think? Because right now they've got the head person charged, him charged because the gun was in his hand, and I think one other person involved that was involved in the safety in the safety chain. I think that's not too bad. I think honestly that's actually, you know what, hey, fuck it. But that's just my opinion. I'm here for the discourse. Once again, you are at Smoke Signals with all the motherfucking smoke coming out the motherfucking shit. So I want to hear the difference of opinions. Somebody tell me it's bullshit. Somebody explain to me why Alec Baldwin didn't do nothing wrong.
Well, I definitely can't explain why he didn't do anything wrong, but I'll definitely say that you have to charge him up front, do your investigation, and then see, you rule him out afterwards. Because if you don't charge him up front, he's easily gonna play, oh, I didn't know anything, I'm a celebrity, and he's gonna skip out the back door. You need to catch him up front before he can try to, play his little I'm a celebrity, I'm a back door out of this, I didn't know, and play him in on everybody else. Grab everybody up, shake them up real quick, see what they know, and while they're fresh, before they lawyer up, before they get a good story, you get all the little um particulates, as they say, and the body language, the before they can calm themselves and everything else. Because that this real old. Somebody else used the same example of, it reminds them of when they killed Bruce Lee right here in Bruce Lee's son, Brandon Bruce Lee, right here in North Carolina. All of a sudden, his dad, he found some information his dad wanted him to put out. He found out some information about his dad's business and his death, and he was going to put it out as soon as the movie over. All of a sudden, he can't make it through the movie.
Yeah, that's kind of ill. I do know that Alec Baldwin was already trying to absolve himself by making a civil. There was already a civil suit that was already settled, where I believe the lady who lost her life. I won't attempt. I'm gonna attempt to try to butcher her name or whatever. But that lady, I believe her husband or fiance at the time had agreed to be executive producer of Rust, and Rust was actually scheduled to resume filming soon. And so, with these new charges, which I think are necessary, but once again, that's my opinion. I'm here actually for the discourse, and I welcome the disagreement, but I will shut down the disrespect. And so, when you're over here and smoke signals, you know what it is. Roll up. It's all love. Smash the likes on the way in. Yes, indeed, Mark Nash. I do. Now, yes, now what he's faced with the manslaughter right now, he's faced with, he could get up to, I believe, 18 months to 5 years in jail, because the state of New Mexico has two different classifications of
Hey, Clips,
manslaughter.
from what I understand, don't they have two producers that they already flipped that's willing to testify against
Yes.
Alec Baldwin and them? So
Yeah.
yeah, so from what I understand, they already got two people for the prosecution is ready to flip. So I think at best it's gonna be involuntary manslaughter. He probably get a 5 year. He probably get the minimum or a suspended sentence. But
Yeah,
I
18
think that
months. Yeah, 18 months. He might do the 18
yeah,
months.
yeah, yeah. And I also think that the armory lady who was charged, who wasn't even on set, I think she gonna beat her case. I think what's gonna happen is all this shit probably gonna end up in civil, but where they sue the studio and all that bullshit. Well, I think old girl is going to end up the armory, the person that's supposed to be on set. She was charged too, but she wasn't there. So I
Yes,
think
she
she
was
gonna beat
there.
her case. Yeah, I think she gonna beat her case.
I don't think she might beat her case, because they can drop her manslaughter down to different levels of criminal negligence, and it could get real ugly for her. You know what I'm saying? And I understand. I understand, but I do think that this is something that's got to get looked at. It's very weird, very odd. But just like Brandon Lee during the Crow filming, it's like these things do happen. Believe it or not, these things do happen, and there need to be more safety protocols.
They have them in place. They just didn't use them. They
Yeah,
neglected the protocol. So should because of human error can these things happen? But they should never happen. The only reason they happen because of human error. We know that. But most of the time, this shit don't happen. That what the reports that we basically heard was they were practicing shooting the guns, doing all this other bullshit, mixing live ammo with blanks and shit like that. Just doing everything that they wasn't supposed to do, letting the guns get out of sight of the armorer, all kind of stuff, man.
right.
This gonna be negligence, misconduct. They're gonna be able to sue the studio. Like I said, I just think that it's gonna be civil more than anything, man. I can't see Alec Baldwin just them throwing the book at Alec Baldwin. But Alec Baldwin, I'll say this: if you get women on the jury, they don't like Alec Baldwin because he comes off as douchey from
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I would
from
not do not
yeah,
put Baldwin on there.
yeah.
That I do believe that. I do believe that Alec Baldwin on the stand would definitely, um, yeah, yeah, that could be a problematic at best. Like, I definitely see that. We got Deuce Times and we got Puro in the building. Puro, damn. All right, I reached my limit because I ain't paying for shit just yet, so I can't get Puro.
Hey, nah, I'm gonna let Perro. I let Perro have it, bro. Perro, one of you. I just want to jump on and salute you. Hey, Deuce, I told you it was gonna happen. Salute to everybody. Good shit. Clips go live more, bro. I already subscribe. I support you like I support everybody else. And I'm out. Salute.
All right, Brandon Washington, there you go. All right, you know what I'm saying. And in the immortal words of Aunt Buddy, Eddie Murphy's Aunt Buddy, Goody Goo Goo, my nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Goody Goo Goo, my nigga. You gonna keep it pimping. And I love my brother. Uh, yeah, I had to go ahead and get this motherfucking branch going. You know, we gonna step around. We're gonna walk in the woods, a current event to talk this shit. And so I had to get my walking stick ready. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, no, don't say the devil made me do it. Why everybody want to blame the devil? All right, y'all want to have a real conversation? Listen, man, y'all want to have a real conversation? What y'all know about the Illuminati? I'm gonna be quiet, man. Somebody talk to me, educate me. I don't know everything. Who am I?
Honestly, man, I don't believe in no fucking Illuminati. Let me tell you why I don't believe in Illuminati. Right. So it's supposed to be a secret organization. But these motherfuckers know every detail about this secret organization that they wasn't invited to. How the fuck do you know what goes on in a secret organization that you wasn't invited to? They know who was sacrificed, why they were sacrificed, the person that was connected to that person, that was connected to the other person, but ain't been to now an Illuminati meeting, but they just the fly on the wall. They know all these great details. Now I will
Well,
say this. I will say
yeah.
this.
Who
I
who
do
who who says they all? Who says they all weren't invited?
the only people I here talk about Illuminati is the people that wouldn't be invited.
Maybe it's all part of the misinformation. See, the best way to tell a lie is in between two truths. So if I tell you I'm here, then I'm telling you I'm not here. If I tell you that there is a mafia, but I say there is no mafia because I work for the mafia, and you know that, to where it all just becomes this redundant la la la. And now I could operate in plain sight because the very concept of me is almost like a child's fairy tale.
I'll say this, Clips. From my, I ain't been living a long time, but most of the people that I believe that truly believe in Illuminati and know all these great details, they tax bracket ain't even fucking. They wouldn't even. They don't even know anybody that would be invited. And this is why I have a problem with the Illuminati. I hear a lot of black people talking about Illuminati, right? And you know what's the weirdness in that shit? If Jay Z get rich, it ain't his own merit. It got to be some devil shit, some sacrificing. Bill Gates get rich, they don't be talking about Bill Gates being the Illuminati. Everything that Jay Z has accomplished is always taken away by him being attached to the rich white man that he had to sacrifice to get where he was.
And that actually, thank you. That is actually something that has definitely always really, really just burnt my ass for a long time. Like, why can't a nigga ever do anything? And why would it be so hard to, what I'm saying, so hard to even imagine that there might be niggas involved in this. It might not be, when you get to this level of it, it's not even a matter of black or white. And the whole black and white thing is actually part of the grand distraction. You know what I'm saying? And no, I appreciate you, Mark Nash, the neighborhood, all y'all for showing up. This is my inaugural live. I've never done this. I'm doing all this on the fly. And so this is all more further a testament to what Mark always says. You feel what I'm saying? Go out there and goddamn get your goddamn goals and make it happen. And just, it's not that hard, y'all. And if you don't like what's going on, just fucking just do your own live. And no need to be on somebody else's live on bullshit.
I agree with you, Clips, man. It's all a big distraction, bro. That's all
You
that
know,
is, bro.
and so yeah, I don't know. I just want to start. I just want to start talking some shit. And just I just want to start talking some shit, seeing what's going on, seeing where everybody's at. Well, I don't know, Mark Nash, Sir Senior. How do you feel? Do you think this Illuminati thing is real? Do you think there really is like a couple reptilian families that telepathically communicate and coordinate things around the world?
I don't know about the reptilian part, but I definitely believe it's a group of elites that I agree with my man George Carlin said, where when it's a group of elite people, like, they don't have to have a secret meeting. They went to the same schools, they on the same boards, they know what's best for their interests. So shoot, yeah, I think it's very possible. But yeah, that's it for me, man. I just wanted to jump up here, man, send the neighborhood over here. And since I was sending them over here, I wanted to make sure they saw me over here. Let y'all know, man, I'm really proud of you, Eclipz, jumping out that damn window. It's about a year past the day we said we was going to start it, but you said we are going to start it in January, man. I'm glad I pressed you to get it done tonight. It was very fulfilling.
So I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the love. I appreciate, I appreciate, Mark for leaning on me, man. Somebody else do a live. Well, fuck it, nigga. I gotta go to sleep. Mark, get you some sleep.
Yeah.
I got you.
All right, my brother. Hold it down, man. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. Peace, love.
Peace.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mark Nash.
Peace,
if I have
Mark.
to drop, we do the
shout out to Mark Nash,
you know what I'm saying, or whatever. We gonna come up with our own drops and our own thing. You know what I'm saying? We up in Ohio. You might have to get that motherfucking dog. You might have to get them dogs barking. You know what I'm saying? At you or something like that, even though I ain't a Cleveland fan. We'll figure out something. Giants winning the Super Bowl. Yeah. Brandon, you still out there? Deuce, you out there? Giants winning the Super Bowl. Yeah. Giants winning the Super Bowl. You hear it right here first.
What's the Super Bowl?
Yeah. Z Piro's like, what's the Super Bowl? I don't know.
Seriously, fuck, man. I don't watch any other sport, man. Ever since the pandemic hit, bro, I got pissed off. I'm like, and then it happened with my Dodgers and it happened with my Lakers, bro. Everybody talking about, that championship don't count. And this one, I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna wait till this shit blows over. Everybody comes and plays. I just never went back.
Some people ain't trying to talk in this group, man. I feel it. You know what I'm saying? Hey. This thing ain't for everybody. I swear to you, this thing ain't for everybody, and this is not for the, this is not for the bullshit. This is not for the faint of heart. Like right now, I'm just chilling. We'll definitely get some more structure and some more whatever to this as we continue. You know what I'm saying? There you go. Let's go. Giants winning the Super Bowl.
Man, you know better than that. And I'm gonna tell you something, Clips. You know we ain't finna let no rookie beat us.
Fuck off.
I want y'all to beat Philly though. I want y'all to beat Philly, bro. I do.
We outside, nigga.
I want the Giants to beat Philly. That's gonna hurt Philly more. If y'all beat Philly, that's gonna hurt you more. Like that's gonna hurt. So I'm excited about that. But I want to say this though, Clips, real spill. Man, I ain't never been nowhere ever on nobody nowhere and disrespecting nobody. You can't find evidence of that. Here's the thing. I'm big on respect and I know behind the scenes shit. I know how people really feel about people. I just don't say shit because it ain't my place. You dig what I'm saying? But I'm not on that. Like on no troll shit, bro. I ain't never been on that. If you've been on panels with me, at least 100 panels, bro. I live by a code. You know what I mean? Like I come from people that teach code. So I don't even want to put that out there. I just what it is. I'm not with that goal. But I want to. I want to put it out there because I want you to know personally, brother to brother. Man, I live by a code. You dig what I'm saying? I don't agree with people talking shit about other people and then smiling in their face. I tell you what I'm taught is let me get dude on the phone and you say that to him. You dig what I'm saying? Or you think the best of your brother. That's the vibe I'm on. So because I don't have a channel and I don't have a mic where I can explain this, so it comes off a certain way. But I'm telling you personally, bro, I ain't on that. I ain't on that kind of time. But I will say this: something that I give my time and my money to. If I can't say nothing about it or offer a critique, then what am I giving my time and my money to? It's not only that I'm giving my money to this shit. You see what I'm saying? Like it ain't like people just coming through. I show my support by my pocket every month. You dig what I'm saying? So if I can't get the proper respect at least being a supporter, just because I don't agree with you, nah man, I don't agree with all men. It's people in the organization that I belong to. I've told them to their face I don't agree with them because I'm not that kind of man. So because I don't agree, because I won't flow like you want me to flow, it's an issue. That's what a breakdown for me is at. And that's it. I'm not finna disparage nobody. I ain't got time for that, bro. I'm 41. So I just wanted you to know that. And your audience and the people that's listening, Scholar, I wanted you to hear that too. And that's that. And that's all I got to say about that, bro.
Can I respond?
I appreciate. Hold on. Let me say something real quick. Thank you for that, Brandon. And I come off sometimes as a disagreeable person because I'm one of them people that if I say something about you, I'll say it to you. I wouldn't give a damn if you was girl behind the mic, Brandon Washington, or if you literally was Jesus and I watched you come down from the clouds with angels and doves. I'm just one of those weird people. It's a strength and a weakness, but yeah, I'll say it to you, to your face, and it is what it is. I don't know what you're alluding to, but I do understand how somebody who operates out of that principle and ethic could seem bothered by anything that strikes them as disingenuous. And over here at Smoke Signals, what we're going to try to have is an honest, respectful. But if it's going to be here's my thing. If we're going to disrespect, I don't do passive aggression. All right, listen. We're going to have ladies on the panel. Shout out to girl behind the mic, first lady on the panel. So we have, she's the queen of the TP. You know what I'm saying? The high chiefess, high priestess, girl behind the mic. You know what I'm saying? Over here in the tribe of the, you know what I'm saying? The tribe of the wise. We over here just chopping it up. And we understand that there's going to be smoke, but these are peace pipes that we smoking on. You feel what I'm saying? We're going to get to an understanding. And the main thing to do that is honesty and being direct. And so with that said, the Boxing Scholar, if you haven't lost your thought, go ahead and respond to whatever you heard that you feel like you need to respond to it.
So this is where my disappointment comes in, Brendan Washington. Because I know that you're a righteous brother and you're supposed to operate that way. You tell me all the time, hey, I'm a work in progress. But I need to see the progress, Brendan Washington. I don't know what's going on, right? I only know a little bit. I don't even really care what's going on. All I know is y'all got each other personal number. It's sad for me to see every time I'm on the channel to see you go. I troll. And that's what I do. Everybody know that. I just say that the first thing come to my head, if it's stupid as fuck, I just put it out there. Rolly's the GOAT. I just be trolling.
We all know he's trolling. He called himself the Boxing Scholar. We done been in the neighborhood with that nigga for months now. Yeah, sometimes. That nigga don't know shit about boxing.
But yeah, man,
Scholar, I'm listening to your critique.
Everybody know I be trolling, man. But like every now and then I'll break and I get serious. When they talk about something, I pull up on the panel and I give my thoughts. You know what I mean? But it's just disappointing to be that your trolls be personal. You get what I'm saying? It don't be. It's like if I got in the chat every night and was like, man, fuck that nigga Eclipz be smoking. I wouldn't say that. I'd be like, man, why people on the channel be smoking all the time? He would know I was talking to him. Like he said, passive aggressive stuff. Like I feel like you have the person's number that you're being passive aggressive to, and y'all can hash out whatever y'all want. Y'all can say fuck you and never talk again. See, I got people out that in my family, people on YouTube that I don't fuck with anymore. But I would never ever go and make a public video about them or troll them in a comment section because that ain't love. When you really love somebody and you just can't fuck with them, y'all you like, man, I can't fuck with this nigga no more. We fight too much. You respectfully go your separate ways. You don't show up to troll or try to disagree with them or try to spark an argument or any of that, because that ain't love to me. That's conditional love. That means that your love came with conditions. And the moment we're not in them conditions anymore, you my enemy. Because if you love somebody, they can never become your enemy.
Exactly. Not to get too biblical, look at me. But come on, Aki. Abraham and Lot. Fahim? You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you. I'm with you. What it is y'all only see the front, and I can see how you could see it that way, Scholar. But from my perspective, I don't look at it as trolling. I look at it as I know that it's an understanding that was had, and basically I'm basically told to conform or I'm gonna do you like this. So I chose, okay, well then I'm gonna go this route. You dig what I'm saying? Because you can't threaten me. You can't tell me what you gonna do to me or how you gonna do something to me. Or man, get out of here, man. I don't rock like that. So that's why I'm rocking like that.
And I understand that, and that's why sometimes, like I said, I can seem a very direct and blunt instrument because I try to just get to the point and not try to, because after a while it'll seem somebody can interpret it however, and I can tell you this much. I'm not going to tell you what you better do and what you better not do. but I'll tell you what is and it's not gonna happen on my show. And if that's what that man's saying to you, well then that's just one of those things where hey, you could either unsubscribe or you could whether you can
It
vibe.
ain't that. It ain't that. It's why
Hold on,
come?
hold on,
Why come? Okay, because it's
okay.
not that. It's just I won't go along. I won't be a part of the club, bro. I'm my own self, man. I stand on my own too. I don't have to agree with you just because you talking and you got a subject. I'm a man, and I
Right, but
respect that person as a man. Hold on, and I sat around and watched this motherfucker disparage my favorite and laughed and became and did all of that and enjoyed it. But as soon as somebody say something that a motherfucker that weak-minded people can't agree with, that they don't like because you don't agree with them, now all of a sudden they want to frame you a certain way. I already been done like this on these YouTube streets by the dude from Whittier. So I already saw this shit come. I know what it is. I know the tactics and everything. The thing about it is I'm just going. One thing I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna play the cut like last time. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna be out here. I'm gonna say what I gotta say. But one thing I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna threaten no other man. And also, I'm not gonna be on here talking about what I'm gonna do to somebody or how I'm gonna do it because I'm not gonna do nothing to nobody. So
well,
that's my view, and that's the way I look at it, bro. And I'm gonna stand on my square. If people don't like it, oh well. This is what it
that's
is. But I
that's
paid for that shit. Tell them if I get my money back then.
bro. That's not even like that's. If anything, just end the subscription and just move on. You go your way, I go mine. There shouldn't be
Come
no.
on, bro. You know that's coming, but you know that's next. You already know what's this the first line that been drawn in the sand. Once you draw a line in the sand, I respect it. The messenger, you know what the messenger told me. You don't go nowhere where you not wanted or invited. Come on, bro. You know these clips. That's easy. This is an easy fix. It's easy.
But look, that's that, and this is this.
Right.
So with that said, are you done? Are you finished? I feel you, brother. But are you done? Yeah, there's no need. There's no need to keep on hashing.
I'm not asking that. I was just Scholar just hold on, bro. Scholar just see this the shit I be talking about. Scholar just made a critique. What it is dude probably texting your phone. Man, you know what? Y'all got it, bro. Salute to everybody on that.
Huh?
Back to smoke signals. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I was talking
hold
about.
up. Nobody was texting my phone telling me to say anything. The only reason we came over here is because you was in the chat. I've been telling you to pull up to the panel since Mark's channel in the chat. That's how we got here. But anyways, girl behind the mic, I don't think you spoke yet.
How you doing, girl behind the mic? I am so sorry. Welcome to my inaugural live. Puro, welcome to my inaugural live. If I don't have you unmuted, let me unmute you and let the world hear your voice out here in the TP with Chief smoking fat blunt.
God damn, Virgin Lugs. Puff
No,
Puff Gibbs, you
stop hitting
fucking
it
up the
so hard.
rotation.
Hey, nigga, gotta get your own. You're supposed to actually come. When you come, you're supposed to bring some smoke.
Got a
God
crowd
damn it.
freaking walk.
Yeah.
Girl behind the mic, you there?
I'm here.
How you doing today, man? I mean, this morning. What's going on? Yeah, it's a morning.
I'm
What's
doing well. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Who
I'm all
Good.
right, man. I'm all right. I can't
sending
believe it.
sending love, hugs, and light to Brandon Washington. I don't know what happened, but okay. But I'm doing well. How y'all doing?
Good memory. I think he mad about the motherfucking snakes on that motherfucking plane.
I think
Motherfucker.
Brandon's a good dude.
English motherfucker, don't you speak it?
He's cool.
I heard the Illuminati earlier.
Yeah, let's talk about Illuminati. Like, look, yo, I remember the other night you was cooking. Like, go ahead, come on. I'm gonna give you some time now. I'm gonna give you a free flow to go ahead and go, because they don't know what you're talking about. And a lot of people, everybody be saying I be on bullshit, but
Well, I'm
see,
excited to be on your channel, and Yeah. So let's talk about. I mean, listen. These are entertaining.
Let's talk about the subtle rituals. How, say, your neighbors invite you to a party, say sometime maybe around maybe Easter or whatever like that. It's not necessarily an Easter party, but it's sometime around that time. Sometime in the spring, that little party, that barbecue, and how if you don't know what you're looking for, you might have walked into some shit.
Right. So I think, to each his own, do what you gotta do to get to where you gotta go. But I just think, and like I was trying, most times I always try to be really cautious because sometimes I know that I could go super deep spiritually and I don't want to lose the masses. And so, and like you're saying, there are seasonal rituals. There are, I mean, a ritual. What some people don't understand is that like that you could get invited to a party in August, an all white party, and sometimes people go unknowingly. So the way I've understood it in time is a ritual could be a stealing off your talents. This is all we're energy beings living in a spiritual experience. So everything we do is energy connected. So let's say I think every culture is kind of different, but everyone's different and you just got to have discernment, right? I know like November, August, September, the heightened months where you see certain people dying off, certain tragedies, certain patterns is what you start to keep a key of. What people don't really understand, not some people, is that because we're energy beings, I feel like they could be a harnessing off your energy. So some of these all white parties or all black parties or themed parties could be celebratorial parties to that person's deity. So let's say me, for instance, um, maybe just the regular self. Maybe I'm a multimillionaire and I got to the top because I've been doing rituals and sacrifices for money and success and fame. But whoever I have bargained with, whether it's the darkness or whatever it is that has been helping me get to where I'm getting to, and I owe them something, um it doesn't necessarily mean blood, right? So perhaps in this big mansion that I'll have or the yacht that I'll have, whatever month that this energy wants to harvest, I would say I'm having a musicians all red party and all the musicians come out. But by the time you come out there, drink the Kool-Aid, intermingle. The yacht has probably been prepared with all kinds of rituals, all kinds of stuff that's everywhere, not even trusting the food. And then you leave. And like I've always told people, sometimes look at your life when okay, so I don't like to lose people a lot, but just take this. Look at your own life. I don't know if anyone has ever been to a place. I've been to so many places where, let's say, I've been invited, whether it's like business or not, and you get in there and the energy just doesn't seem right. It just doesn't seem right. And I've been to places where when you leave, you either feeling drained or you get home and maybe the first week or 2 weeks stuff just starts getting chaotic in your life. Just
Couple
all
weird
over the
dreams.
place.
You have weird dreams.
Weird dreams and all
That
kinds of
person,
stuff.
that person that was just so charismatic and so memorable, they just
Exactly.
don't leave your mind. And you didn't do nothing with them. Y'all didn't even exchange numbers, but y'all did have that weird conversation at the bar that is lingering.
Right. Right. So it's a lot to be cautious of. It doesn't have to be blood sacrifices or big sacrifices, but it could be anything to do with your energy and
Oh
energy
yeah,
harvesting.
yes. There's a lot of things that actually happen in the news, and a lot of things that go on. Believe it or not, are energy harvested. They're meant to, what I'm saying, elicit a certain reaction. So motherfuckers can be like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, and you get that. You get
Right.
that. I'm not gonna bring y'all that deep down the rabbit hole on the inaugural show of Smoke Signals.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, Sir Senior, Sir Senior, man of the church,
Shout out Sir Senior.
Sir Senior, God fearing man. and Sir Senior's travels, have you seen ritual or ritualistic behavior?
Oh yeah, people will try to get you to sell your soul or your whole, if not both. And I got time for
All
that. I
right,
Sometimes it's a
your
promise.
package
whole.
deal. You never know. Sometimes it's a package deal. You know what I'm saying? The only way to get to the soul is through the hole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So then they'll try to get you to sell somebody else's. Like I ain't trying to. I'm like, nah, I'm good on that part too.
There's a whole bunch of
What?
assholes just open.
Yeah, you be like, well, not your whole. What about they whole? Not your soul. What about they soul? You be like, nah, I ain't selling no souls or hoes, man. I'm
Soul
good.
in the
What I look
hole.
like, P Diddy?
That soul. See, I thought Soul in the Hole was supposed to be about basketball, and this whole time it was about satanic butt sex. Look at that. God damn it. We learned something
Yeah,
today.
I'm good on that. Like, but I think that people should just be aware and pay attention that every time something, patterns are there for a reason. Is I don't really believe in a lot of coincidences. If every time I throw a party, I put up certain symbols, it's always a certain time of the month or the year. I always want you to do certain things. Like, now I don't mean take it out of pocket and be like, oh well, he served pizza at every one of his parties, so that means he got to be part of, you know what I'm saying, the Oogie Boogies, Woogie Woogies.
Pizzagate.
You want the Oogie Boogies? You want the goddamn Oogie Boogies? Look at them. Y'all better keep
Like,
out. You
see,
keep an eye out for them Oogie Boogies.
yeah, because that pizza is the pizza. Because a pizza breaks down, it's a pie, but it's also sliced. So he trying to get his slice of the pie. That means he got the eye. You know what I'm saying? And some type of
dig it.
foolishness.
So he gave you 3 pieces, and he cut them into 6 slices. Devil.
Mm-hmm. And so, like, and those type of people make other people not be aware of the things that's really like that, where you need to look at, okay, these patterns and what is this person doing? What do they really mean? Is it in God we trust the same God we talking about? Is it a big G God, a little G God? Why there's so many owls on my money?
Is
Different stuff like
this
that.
a Christian nation? Is this a Christian nation, my Christian brother?
Oh, of course not. Well, wait, I'll have to restate that.
Tell the truth.
Now,
Tell the
there's
truth. Tell the
two.
truth. Now, no, tell the truth. Not what you feel and not what you want.
Yeah, it's actually, there's two different things. There's
Is this a
Christianity.
Christian nation?
I would say yes.
No.
I would say it's a Christian nation, as in what they say Christians are, not what Christians really supposed to be. Followers of Christ, no. But what they claim that Christian label, they step that on anything.
This is not a Christian nation. This nation was actually built by witches to evade Christianity using the Greek democracy and the idea of a Roman Republic or that has a Senate.
Yeah, but that's what they call Christians now. Is it the anonymity of
So I was
Christ?
hitting up to so good. We're on the same page on that, my brother. Because I was getting ready to ask you, but I don't. I'm trying to find a way to finesse it because I don't want to offend none of my guests. Not on the inaugural show of Smoke Signals. Not the first one. I don't want to run people off.
Yeah, I always thought it was funny where they tell you that church and state is separate, but in God we trust is on the money. So that must not be the same God. Just common sense will tell you that.
Oh God. I mean, which God are you talking about? Because even God said he's a jealous God, which acknowledges that he knows there's other gods, even though he's only, so he knows that the human will is great. Like I was told one day by my uncle that you are and you create your own God. You're a lazy person. Sleep becomes your God. You're a lustful person. It's not even the act of sex itself. It's just, the gratification and it becomes your God.
Whatever you worship is your God.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? certain motherfuckers after a while, like I know I had that problem. Everyone laughs because I work so goddamn much in the shit that I do. Like I have to do very deliberate things as somebody who, you know what I'm saying, you know, healing from pain and recovering from trauma. Like, you know, I know what it's like to be addicted to hustling. Feel what I'm saying? Like, nah, fuck any drug or narcotic or anything or fucking bitches, money, clothes, all that. Just the fucking fact that, yeah, I could go make a couple thousand just because I want to. Real quick. That becomes a rush. The addiction of, I mean, a lot of things come addictive. A lot of people, you know what I'm saying? People don't understand they make these things their gods. You know, they make these things their gods and they actually worship and move towards those ends instead of, you know, anything that's beneficial to anything other than that God that they're serving. Sometimes it doesn't even work in their best interest and they're all right with that as long as this itch gets scratched. You feel what I'm saying? I've seen that. I've seen that a lot in people. I've always thought about that in life. How, you know, we live on one planet, but there's 9 billion worlds going on one time on this one planet, and everybody's God ain't the same. Yeah, that's how you could have a white Jesus.
Thanks.
Not the white Jesus, blue-eyed longer.
The blue-eyed, 6 pounds, 7 ounce, sweet baby Jesus. Cute little rosy chicks. God bless them.
Rosy chicks.
Oh, we love Jesus over here, man. Y'all go stop. Don't start there. But Sir Senior, have you seen rituals? Have you seen ritualistic work within the Christian church?
Oh, most definitely. I've seen a whole bunch of blatant witchcraft, and multiple, and people will say, well, oh, you talking about, Catholicism. Obviously Catholicism is blatant, but no, not just Catholicism, Protestants as well. It's Protestants is, and if you realize and go back and look, most of the founding, as they call it, founding fathers of most of these denominations were witches. If they were white, black, Puerto Rican, or Haitian, they were witches. And not even the so-called, well, we love the essence and the elements, which is pure satanic worship people. And when you realize, the root is trash, then the fruit will be trash too.
Well, and that's another thing that people don't understand is like, you think of witchcraft of anything that's not a part of the traditional religions, especially of the big three of the Abrahamic line. But some of it has nothing to do with devil worship. A lot of it doesn't. A lot of it is monotheistic. A lot of it is an acknowledgement of the very word nature actually comes from the Kemetic word neter in Kemet, or ancient Egypt, as we're taught. In Kemet, you feel what I'm saying? It's like we was taught that, you know what I'm saying, the word neter is what they call the attributes of Ptah, who manifest in the Amen, or the hidden one. Ptah that's why it was a black dude just sitting there, just all solid black. Ptah was the darkness, just the essence, the source. And Amen, if you want to look at it from a physics sort of aspect, was kind of viewed as like the singularity, that first singularity, the hidden one, that singularity. That's why it's just this little dude just sitting there. Just sitting there. You feel what I'm saying? And so all the different attributes of Amen were the neters, or the natures. So they try to trick you and say that many of the ancients believed in many gods, when actually, no, they understood the netters or the natures of God, to where when the Most High, the source, whatever, comes to you in this form, he's coming, that's him in the form of Ra, that's him in the form of Hathor. That's how they would understand it. You feel what I'm saying? No different to like in Islam, you have your 99 names of Allah, which are counting his attributes. He'll come in this form, these names and these attributes, these are godly and divine things. And so I always laugh at that concept that a lot of people, when they say, they believe in this, they believe in that, down to even the very name Jesus, as powerful and holy as it is, it's such a misleading sleight of hand, wouldn't you say, my Christian brother?
Especially when you can mix 3 Jesuses together. When you can say, okay, well, Jesus the Christ, and then Bar Jesus, and that's just in the Bible. And people don't even understand when people say Jebus, they're talking about Bar Jesus. So, and that's just in the Bible. That's 2 different Jesuses that's actually written in the Bible. So when people don't pay attention, it's funny to me. It's funny to me when people tell you one thing but don't really know about what they're talking about. And then when you sit here and you mix positive spirit, which most refer to as angels, and with a negative spirit, which most people refer to as devils or demons. And when you play with both of those spirits at the same time, but you think that, it's all good, everything is all good. Anything you want to do is good. Well, how could anything that you want be divine and you're completely flawed? So it's like, it's a thing where you have to understand the root, like I was saying before, of a matter is what you want or what you're practicing in about building, is about growing, is about making things better for yourself and others, or is it just you fulfilling whatever weird lust you got at the moment?
Exactly. And so now let me I'm gonna take y'all a little deeper. Pause. But now, girl behind the mic, I will ask you, in your experience, when you're talking about energies and things on the other side, would it be fair to say that, as the cliche saying goes, there's levels to this shit? Like, a lot of people think, oh, that's a demon or that's whatever, and no, there are levels to where even certain beings of light, certain non-adversarial beings might actually seem innocent. You know what I'm saying? Might actually seem threatening. Certain things are, ain't here for us. I'm trying. You see, I'm trying. I'm not trying to get banned on the first episode. Like, I want to see. I gotta take my son to school a little bit. I want to see. I ain't trying to motherfucker, like, what I'm saying, fishboat. What I'm saying, wishboat my car on the way to, what I'm saying, to take him to school or something. It's crazy. Because, what I'm saying, I can say some shit, but I'm not. but I really do believe that when it comes to sentient beings, humans are nowhere near the top of the tier.
I've definitely, I feel like I've lived, because most of my life I lived in the realm of Christianity as a child and so forth, and in early adulthood. And so then I transitioned to like spirituality. But, I've come to realize, being energy beings having a spiritual experience, what I think is such an incredible thing, right? In the terms and realms of energy, with respect to Christianity itself. And I've always said, what I think is that, depending on a person's belief system, So if you know and are a Christian, you know that there is a devil and there is a God. Those are your two um places, kind of, sort of. And then if you look at other belief systems and so forth, people will equate good and evil, but it's articulated differently. So I do believe that there are other energy sources out here, whether they're benevolent or malevolent. But I just believe it's all personal experience, like how people, depending on one's belief system, because as a Christian, I could say, there was God, there's God, there is the devil. And then I realized when I came into spirituality, being open to the realms of all possibilities and the realms and dimensions of all possibilities, I see that everything is cross transactional, like it coexists. And that's what's interesting because it's all energy. Now, I want to say with that, with like an example where, um, they then, like I said, Christianity people will equate demons, God, the devil, like dark energy, light energy. And then over here, in other people's belief system, it's always going to be good and evil. So do I believe, yeah, there's malevolent and benevolent energies out there? I think that as human beings, we are susceptible to that, and it's just the way we articulate it depending on one's belief system of what you're dealing with, is what I've come to see.
Mm.
First off, Clips, I gotta give you your props. I see you working them camera angles. You put girl behind the mic on the big screen. Look at Clip.
I
Look at
mean,
my boy
look at
Clip.
him.
I'm trying to figure this shit out. Look. Can a nigga learn? Can a nigga? I
Hey,
wonder if
just don't
this
press
one nigga.
Control Alt Delete, bro. You good?
I learned offline, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, here we go. It's all Ali right here, man. You know what I'm saying? Some say he didn't hit him. Some say that motherfucker listen. You know, so hold somebody. You know what I'm
So
saying?
man, I don't know. Girl behind the mic, y'all probably gonna think this is a weird belief system, but I don't believe in the devil. I believe evil is perspective, right? Like is the to the bird, the cat is evil. You know what I mean? To everybody, because we at the top of the food chain, human beings is evil. So when I look at nature, I just be seeing a lot of shit that be going on, like shit. Rape happens a lot in nature. Like animals come up strongest, they got to give it up to the strongest. Like, so I look at that and compare it to us. I think the only thing that separates us is our rationale. So I don't necessarily believe in evil, but I do believe that it could possibly be something malevolent. I'm having a brain fart.
Benevolent.
Something. There you go. Thank you, man. I was fucking buffering and shit.
He's saying malevolent, malevolent, ugh.
Malevolent or benevolent.
I done gave you the shit.
Thank you.
I done
Yeah.
gave you the COVID.
God damn, you done gave me the
Mouth
lyrical
COVID.
goddamn what you do.
But I do believe that it could possibly be something, but I just don't know for sure because I mean, ain't no dead people came back and told me anything, so I don't really know what happens. I think a lot of our fascination that human beings have is what happens after death because we want to believe that our life is really important because we're living it. You know, it would be depressing if nothing existed after you died. That would be really like, oh man, this is the end. 30 years, that's it. You know what I mean?
But that's what you said. But for some people, that would be like dope. Like for some people, the continuation and regardless of a reward or a punishment or whatever, that is, like imagine a motherfucker who really like got themselves out of here. We got to watch how you say that. Like as far as the R word, let's just, you know what I'm saying? Let's say somebody who was assaulted or something. Let's look, like come on, like let's not get me blown up at the beginning. Not the beginning. Don't turn me into that guy. Don't turn me into the, saying that the dude on Star Trek with the red uniform who goes to the planet with Kirk, Spock, and Uhura, and everybody else who got a name. And then as soon as we get there, it's God. My goddamn page shut down. Don't get me shot, man. Man.
Brother Washington said it's the wife. It's the wife. Nah, Brother Washington. I can't say that, man. I see black people. I done seen black people do more evil to black people than I've seen the white man could ever do. So it's hard. Anybody's capable of evil acts if you want to take it by that measure. Like Tupac said, You think it's a coincidence that if you take one G out of good, you got God, and then you add a D to evil, and you got devil? Like, I mean, that shit is all perspective. Like I said, like it was a time where Romans was doing some really, really wicked shit, and then they was doing it in the name of religion and shit. It was okay. It was acceptable. Same thing with, I mean, same thing in Africa. Like there's been places in the world that actually ate human beings, bro. So I mean,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
evil.
Motherfuckers are still getting ate to this day. What you mean, man? Niggas getting ate to this day. To this goddamn day. Right now, there's somebody getting their ass chopped up and munched on. And not in a good way, girl, behind the mic. Hello. Yeah, there's somebody getting that too. There's somebody right now. They're waking up like, good morning. God damn it.
Munched up.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's weird, Boxing Scholar, about not believing in the devil. Because, during the time that I've grown to observe and have self retrospect, I've just realized that I think rationally, logically, for me, I think, we are, I do believe I am what I create. So, and it's the same thing because I came from a culture where um, they blamed everything on, like, if you have misfortune, that means somebody put a hex on you. It has to be somebody put a hex on you, or, or it will go the super Christian route, whichever way. It ain't my time right now, doors are not open, whatever. It was a balance of two. It's either it was super traditional or super religious. And over the years, I've come to realize that I manifest my own destiny. That's my belief. Everybody feel how you want to feel. And so it's not uncommon for me to hear someone say not believing in the devil, because I feel like, for me, here's where I'm at. Like, if I say there is a devil, then I'm acknowledging that there is another being that is making me do something, if that makes sense. And so, do I believe that evil exists among men? Yeah, it's the old good and evil. There's evil energy out here as much as there's good energy out here. And like you said, I do. There are people that are just genuinely evil, and there are people that are good people. So I do see those energies. But to acknowledge a item or a thing, to attach it and say the devil made me do it, let's take accountability, right? Let's see what was going on. We know that evil exists among men. We get that. We know that good exists among men. We get that. But what happened? Most people that end up committing atrocious crimes, we know they dig deep and childhood stuff and all this other stuff. And I'm not saying everybody that was unfortunate in childhood becomes a mass murderer or whatever the case is, but there's so many things that have been linked science wise or psychological wise to some of these acts. And then some is just pure evil. Like, I don't know
Well,
why that white man killed 4 people in Idaho. I don't know.
well,
You see what I'm saying?
like Tupac used to say that, the hate you give little infants fucks everybody. You know, I'm living proof. I always tell people that I am more of a cautionary tale than a success story. But I believe that brutal honesty has always been my sword and shield through that battle of dealing with the fact that a lot of us are we come to this world as pure innocent light, and very quickly many of us become something else, to where now that we're adults, we have to be accountable for who we are and what we're doing. But I'm sure that many of us, if we wanted to, we could play that game. Can I tell you a quick story? Like, y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but y'all are smoke signals, so we about to smoke and we gonna talk some shit. I'm gonna let y'all know some things about me. I have some weird beliefs when it comes to the whole good and evil, right and wrong. Air quotes. I'm doing air quotes. You can't see me because I'm rolling up, but yeah, I'm saying air quotes instead of doing it because I'm rolling up. But yeah, I personally think that all anybody should do at the day of judgment is say thank you and I deserve it. I don't even think you should, say let these motherfuckers do that whole this is your life and give you the speech of why you going where you going. if that's what you believe, that everyone's going to get judged at one time. I think all anyone should say is thank you and I deserve it, and not hold up the fucking line. But I'm too big into accountability. Like I'm weird. I always believe that at the end of the day, there has to be some sort of accountability, regardless of what happened to you or what you're going through or whatever. And you always will have to find outlets for that pain and that whatever. But you made those choices. You know what I'm saying? You made those choices. You got to own up to that, and I feel you. You know what I'm saying? Because Smoke Signals is definitely you know what I'm saying, one of those shows where, yeah, I need y'all wide, I need y'all vibing, I need y'all, you know what I'm saying, I need y'all tapped in, because we gonna talk on some things. See, me personally, I believe that the powers of light and dark serve a single purpose. And it is the responsibility of the faithful to put those powers to purpose. What do you guys think?
Uh, I don't know. So, like I say, man, so look, everything I ever did wrong in my life, the devil did it. How silly does that sound, right? Like, no, I did those things. Like, I remember thinking, like, man, I probably shouldn't do this. Oh, fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyway. Like, I feel like if people stop looking at the world in terms of good and evil and just look at it in terms of predator, everybody's a predator. Just assume everybody's a predator till they show you otherwise. I mean, I think life will be a lot easier. Like, I protect my kid. I don't trust my kid with no fucking body, and that's a fact. I don't give a fuck, uncle, uh, cousin. I don't give a fuck. I don't trust her with nobody. I'm always keeping eyes on my kids. I'm looking for signs because what the world has shown me is that could potentially be a predator, and predators
Who
only
touched
prey
you,
on
Scholar? Who touched you? Man,
predators only prey on the weak. Now, I just have a lot of family members that have had that happen, and I'm the only one that knows about it. So I just start looking at people different. Even if we take boxing, like look at everybody's first couple matches. They always be against somebody they know they could beat. Like people will always be potential prey to predators because predators don't go after the strong. I mean, a lion don't go after the healthy because he want that motherfucker limping. So I just live by that. I don't live in terms of good evil. I live in terms of predator prey, and I ain't finna be nobody's fucking prey, and neither is anybody I love. If I do, it's gonna be chitty chitty bang bang.
Man, I understand. I understand that lingo for sure. Because I've definitely, man, I've definitely, what I'm saying, had to put down some serious pimping over my lifetime. I've always told people that a lot of craziest things that I've encountered in my life where, you want to be like, yeah, man, these kids out here, they gang banging. And these kids, man, a lot of us had some fucked up shit going on in our household, and we was taking care of ourselves and, really give a fuck whatever color that motherfucker had hanging out, whatever his back pocket or whatever shit he was throwing up with his goofy ass little fingers, you know what I'm saying? It was also very military shit, at least for me and my guys growing up in the 90s. It was like there was a fierce loyalty to those of you who had that shared trauma and banded together to kind of allow yourselves to survive. You feel what I'm saying? Allow yourselves to survive. Like, it was crazy. A lot of us in a lot of ways. And it was deep because when I got into my later teens, I started meeting a lot of African kids who were actual child soldiers. I think I told a story about one on Mark's show. Osama, I knew this kid from Sudan. You know what I'm saying? A little nerdy kid. Everybody thought he was the biggest nerd. You know what I'm saying? Damn it. You know what I'm saying? He was found by French mercenaries. So he, had that little accent. So everybody just knew the boy was gay and soft as funeral music. You feel me, Scholar? They didn't have no idea this man was, you know what I'm saying? He's one of them little boys that they snatched up his village when he was like 5, forced him to, you know what I'm saying, off his own. And he was running dummy until he was like 12. These missionaries got him, and now he's, you know what I'm saying, chilling out here in Hawaii. And this cat, yeah, you wouldn't guess it, but nah, he was. And then it was crazy as everyone would see him around us and they would wonder why he could relate to us because we all had that shared childhood experience of having to be active from very young ages.
Yeah,
You know?
even like bullying, man. Everybody at some point will be bullied, right? They always
Right.
get bullied by somebody who think that they pray. Somebody, I mean, you got your childhood innocence. I remember being a really really nice kid, and I remember the first time I got bullied, I was in like culture shock. Like, what the fuck? This
My
motherfucker
nigga
want to
said
try to
never
fight me for no
again.
reason, huh?
He said never again.
Not, no, I actually whipped his ass, but it was still a culture shock. I like, what the fuck? This nigga want to eat my food for no reason? Hey, he had it too, Eclipz. I let him have it. I threw it in his face, grabbed his arm and put his face in the sand. I got in trouble by the teacher, but shit, nah, fuck that. But like, I just remember that culture shock, and I just remember then, like, damn, like people will always try to prey on what they perceive to be weak.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, trust me. It's like I was always a little dude, and then because I'm moving around, I'm moving to places where there's not only the new guy dynamic, but there's also racial aspects and other things that are going on that sometimes I had no idea of. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm fucking living life. You know what I'm saying? Little nigga. I don't know what the fuck going on. Like, like I remember my first time, what I'm saying, like in Hawaii, like I'm not even aware of the world enough to understand of half these fucking cultures I'm encountering where it's like whole groups and neighborhoods of them where they looking at you goofy that I ain't hip to the lingo or something. And it's like, no, nigga, I don't know what the fuck. And so that caused a lot of shit. And you would see that, being so that it always be, I always knew I'm such a Sigma male, but it was always so funny. It's always easy to sniff a beta for me because if I walk into a room, you'll see that beta just wants to try to say something to me. You feel me, Scholar? Like you'll just
Yeah,
see, you'll just see that I'm only 5'9" type shit. You feel what I'm saying? Like you don't understand that don't mean shit, but that's cool because that's how a gangster gets gray hair. I literally lived off the shit you're talking about. I survived off, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you're good. I know you're gonna come here, so I got something ready for you. It's okay. You walked into my trap. Brandon Washington, what's up, man? I see you back, man.
let us know. Let us know what the white man done did to you, Brandon Washington.
I know that
It's
white
not that's funny,
man been
but I will
bullying
say,
Brandon Washington.
but
If you gonna
I will
stop
say this. I never. You said what, Clips? What you say, Clips? I ain't hear you. You said
goddamn
what?
white man been bullying Brandon Washington, and they gonna stop bullying my brother. We gonna stop this
Indeed.
shit right now.
I say this. I say a lot of that. A lot, Scholar. I respect the way you view as far as good and evil. But I just view like different. But it's probably because of my life experiences. You know what I'm saying? From what it sounds like, I think I grew up uh a little more tougher. I won't say tough in a good or bad. I mean tough
Oh,
in
here he go.
hard times. Not people tough like beat everybody ass. I mean like tough like it wasn't a lot. So my perspective come from I think my perspective a lot of times come from the bottom up instead of having like my son's perspective is not mine. He would have what you would call I had to explain to him the difference between middle class, upper class. Anyway, and I was letting him know that I'm not that I didn't come from what he is or what he's come from. So I had to explain to him that's why I have the attitude that I have sometimes because he wonders why I'm always fired up or why I'm always on edge. And a lot of times it's because of my upbringing and I ain't never let that go. And I'll never let it go. But I've
Brandon,
tried.
do you think as fathers we sometimes hurt or kneecap our children by going through the lengths that we go through to make sure that they don't have syrup sandwiches in their memory banks?
Yes, yes. But I don't want him to have that because it's pain. I don't want that pain for him. I think
But
it
power
makes him
comes
less
from pain.
independent.
And I'm not. This is no debate because
No, go ahead. No, bro.
let me
It is a debate. I don't mind it.
Yeah. But nigga high, man, chill out. But I debate this myself with my, my son's 16. And I say to myself, I made a point. Like, I've never whooped him. Never had to. He was a good kid. It's fucking amazing. It's fucking great young man. It's fucking crazy. Like I tell him, if he didn't look like me, I'd ask for another DNA test or something. This is bullshit. Because I was a demon. I tease him all the time. I'm like, I call him, man, go join the gang, nigga. When I was your age, nigga, I had three dope spots. You doing homework. Fucking nerd. Proud of you. You know what I'm saying? But I tease him all the time. But I wonder sometimes, in all honesty, I wonder sometimes when the time comes for him to go out in the world as being denied the pain and having to process certain pain in his own way, will that have hurt him? Because he will now have to go through that as a grown
Yes,
man.
yes, I'm willing to deal with that because of the pain that I carry from the traumatized childhood and then been put in a position because I had to take care of yourself at a young age. I don't want that for him. I enjoy that he has his innocence at 13. I enjoy that he doesn't worry about paying the light bill or he doesn't stuff that I had to worry about, making sure I had clean clothes, that kind of thing. He don't have to worry about that. So does it take away from him where I don't think he is independent or as I won't say headstrong. I would say he's not as driven as I was, but the reason I was driven either way, you know how it is in the street,
I
you
know, yeah,
driven to
no,
go
I know
get,
exactly what
you
you're
know what I
saying. Go
mean?
ahead and cook. Go
So
ahead and cook,
I
because
think that, but I do worry about that. But I'll take the alternative for him not to have the mental bullshit that I have in my mind. I'll take that, bro. Like I'll take that. I'll take that slight because I didn't raise him or I didn't put him in certain situations that I was put in. I take that because of the stuff I went through. I don't ever want him to have that because every time I look at him, because I know what I was doing when I was 13, and I don't want that for him. So I'm gonna make sure that don't happen for him. Matter of fact, that don't even exist in his world. If he knew what I was doing at 13, we don't talk about how I grew up, like that. I don't talk to him about stuff like that.
So I say this is one of the tough things about and difficult things about parenting because you don't want your kids to be entitled. But if you protect them from everything, they have no choice. I mean, they're gonna be entitled by default. But you also don't want them to experience the traumas that you experience. You want them to scrape their knee without breaking they bone. In other words, so I mean, as a parent, you got to kind of decide which lessons is worth teaching. Like I just listened to I was listening to 50 Cent got a new book out, and I was listening to the audio read, and that's a good ass fucking book, bro. And he was talking about how his mother died when he was younger,
Yeah, I read it already. It's dope. I read it already.
doped in a
He talk about
motherfucker.
he talk about Lloyd Banks. I don't like the way he talk about his team in that book. I don't like it. You don't talk about the team like that. He
I
called
haven't I
Lloyd
haven't
Banks like,
got that
I'm
far.
sorry, Scholar. Sorry, Scholar.
I haven't got that far yet. I haven't got that, but the little bit I did,
Brandon out
I
here
I
spoiling
did hear
shit.
it. But yeah, it was really good. It was interesting to him talking about how he boxed and how he was boxing people that was older than him, and the old man would never stop it because he was preparing them for life. Like in life, what you gonna do when life hit you in the face? Somebody gonna stop and be like, oh no, life, let them make it. Hell no, you gotta pull yourself up by the bootstrap. You can sit there and wait for help if you want to. The motherfuckers ain't coming. Simple as that. Especially for people that look like us. You know what I mean? Like Brandon Washington said, Brandon Washington, the man of the house at 13. But to elaborate more on what I said about the good and evil stuff, I feel like it's something in human beings that want to hold on to us being morally like the chief of morality, the arbiters of morality of Earth, right? So if we see somebody that kills somebody, we got to be like, man, it got to be a reason he did that. Like, no, some people just kill. I watched like Snapped and all that shit, and I can remember this lady on Snap one time had murdered her husband because he snitched. And they asked her in the interview, do you feel bad about it? She said no. They was like, oh, she's fronting. Like she's trying to cover up for her real feelings. I'm like, what if she's telling the truth? What if you're judging her based off of you? instead of what she is. And that's how I feel it is with human beings. We want to base everything like, oh, they like everybody got a heart type of shit. But no, some people are just literally bad people, and ain't nothing you can do about it. Some people just kill. I mean, it's just a part of life. It doesn't have to necessarily be an individual responsible for that. I feel like sometimes we blame the devil for shit, and he be on vacation. Like, wait a minute, I ain't do that shit. What the fuck you talking about?
Uh, I know that there's a light in the dark. I know that there's certain things that feed off of suffering. I know that the cycle of destruction in life and its ebb and flow is actually what charges this. And so I personally think that there are people who like to excuse their choices when they are at some point got to be conscious of the influences that are guiding their decisions. And some people just don't even understand when they have been, maneuvered, almost like a marionette. Like you don't understand that there are certain energies. That's like I had memory as she was talking about going to parties or cookouts. Okay, all right. Let me be careful how I word this. Okay, so we throw an event. We throw an event. It's sometime around Virgo. Okay, and there's no real costume theme, but you're noticing a theme of a lot of cornucopias, a lot of flower, a lot of big floral layouts, and the libations flow. It might get a little, turned up, might get a little action in the pool. Now niggas that slide through another room, y'all understand that somebody was energy harvested, all that for Virgo, and then you unwillingly participated in that ritual and you don't even know about it. And like she was alluding to, you are being uninitiated neophyte. You might, in the coinciding time after attending this party, might start falling under certain influences. Yes, you're making those choices, but being a neophyte, you're not understanding what's really guiding your choices, thus skewing your perception. You're thinking, oh well shit, I had no other choice, but no, you did. But something, you have outside influences that are kind of like trying to turn your head this way and keep your focus on this so you don't see what's happening. Um, these things are very real. These things are so real. These things are embedded in even certain TV programs and fucking songs we listen to. Down to even the act of writing, excuse me, is called what? Spelling or casting spells. So, that's kind of where I was going with it, is that we live in a ritualistic world that's based upon magic and higher, dark alchemy and deeper Kabbalistic principles that we choose not to acknowledge by saying things like there's a difference between science and religion and et cetera, et cetera. There's a white, there's a black, there's a good, there's an evil. When I really believe in I guess you would call it a divine algorithm. And, it's working itself out. And as it's working itself out, that process is what we're calling life. And so, there are those of us who would like to keep that algorithm at a pi or a number that just continues to go. And there are those who are trying to push the algorithm to its completion. And that's the closest to good or evil that truly exists in my personal experience. I'm not speaking what I feel, think. That's just what I'm speaking of, what I know, because I've encountered beings and people on both sides of the fence who truly believe they're doing the right thing. think I could say that much. Yeah, they truly believe what they're doing is right.
And I think so too, right? For me, the influencing, understanding that people can like that be influenced or slash attached. Um, I've always, for me, because that's what, to me, I realize is the older I am getting, is that it's all about what one believes, what turns out to be fundamentally realistic. And some people would say your perception is your reality. And I could see that, and I also think that life experiences shape the way we believe or view things. And I could understand what the boxing scholar was saying about the prey and the predator. But for me, the way I grew up, I always said if I it's with nephews and nieces is the same thing. Um, the experience of being taken advantage of as a child, then I'm like cautiously looking out for children, making sure like my nephew, all my niece, like don't leave their side, da 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 da. And I've also noticed that like my best friend who has my first niece ever, she didn't grow up like that. So she grew up in a perfectly healthy home. And she's very just like, oh, I'm gonna go drop Nevea off to this woman's house. I'm like, what woman? This woman, she says she hasn't seen Nevea, so I'm gonna drop off at her house and I'm gonna go grocery shopping. And I'm so protective. I'm like, no, you just don't do that. So that's my example of seeing that, your experiences in life does shape your reality and whether you view, you know, prey or predator, good or evil. And it's also the same thing for years. And I think also the experiences of my life shaping my reality on good and evil was also realizing that like I used to be super suspicious about people. I'm better now, but I caught myself like I guess when you've been violated, you have certain guards about you. I'm constantly side eyeing, watching people and whatnot. But over the years, I've grown better. But I used to be just every person would be suspicious until you prove yourself otherwise to me. That's how that went. Now it hasn't 100% left me. I'm just still gonna study you. Make sure it's a safe space and go from there. But I realized that's my experiences of how I came into this world that also helped shape my reality of life coexisting with good and evil people. And therefore, that's the way I view the good and evil. Yeah, I don't believe in the devil made me do it or whatever, but I do believe that there are good people, there are evil people, and in most parts, I do believe that there are people that will like that go somewhere. Or, I mean, listen, there's this one. When we talk about energies, I mean, it's as real as it gets. There was a couple that went. They used to like going to like the caverns or whatever, like I guess the caves, caverns. I don't know.
And who they wake up?
Huh?
And
Yes,
who they wake up?
there's something because they went there
Oh,
and
you
so
don't
they
know
had
who?
lived. It was a couple, a husband and wife, and they had lived in their house for years. And when they went back home, this thing had attached themselves to me in my mind. That's what I clearly could see. I was like, yeah, they picked up an attachment in this dark cave. They said when they got there, they got goosebumps. They felt like it was like eerie and da 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 da. But they left, they went home, and soon after they got home, things started happening at home. And I thought, yeah, you picked up something from that dark cave. Most dark energy likes to coexist in isolated areas, dark areas, and stuff like that. So things started happening negatively wise to that couple. So therefore, that as well as what I could see as well as evil with that, you know.
So my only thing with that is I just feel like bad shit happens. We don't have to have somebody to blame it on. Like even with the spiritual stuff, right? So I don't personally believe in spiritual stuff only because I don't believe in ghosts because there are more people dead than have ever lived. I mean, there are
You
more
don't
people
believe in
that
ghosts?
are dead that have ever lived
Scholar,
in on Earth right now.
scholar,
That's what I meant to say.
scholar. You don't believe in ghosts?
No.
Okay, can I share a couple things with you? Let's have it since we are inaugural show, inaugural smoke signal show. Let me tell you a little bit about your boy Chief Smoking Fat Blunt, aka That Guy Eclipz, aka Baron XL. You know what I'm saying? I have performed 4 serious and countless casual exorcisms, I do believe in ghosts. I was born dead is a weird saying, Geechee saying for what it's called. And that's why everybody, even in my family, always be like I'm weird. It's one of the things that's kept me alive, even in my life in the streets, is there is the other side, and that shit is very active and it's right there. And just most people are spiritually prevented from perceiving it because of weird things with me. I can perceive it sometimes, and it shit. I believe it. I don't. I'm to the point where right now I'm telling you right now while we're talking, if I was to sense anything in the middle of this stream, I bet you I shut this shit down. I don't give a fuck who's talking mid sentence. Nigga, they gotta go.
So here's my problem with that, Clips. Like, there's what? How many people on the earth right now? 6 billion, 5 billion, 7 trillion, some shit like that.
Yeah.
6 trillion, I think. I think it's 6 trillion. But
Mhm.
there are more people that are dead than have ever lived, right? Where did the fuck? Where
Course.
did they go? The Earth is only so big. What are the ghosts just sitting around watching us take showers? Like,
Well,
where the
I
fuck
believe
are they?
Not
I
everyone is a ghost. Not everyone is a ghost. There is allegedly, when it comes to the things of the spiritual realm, what we perceive as ghosts could be also considered as fractured souls. That's the premature deaths. 21-year-old wasn't supposed to die, died in a massive car crash on a tree next to the house 411 Elm Street. So now her soul is just roaming around there because it was premature. She doesn't understand that she's dead. So not everyone that dies instantaneously is a ghost. Allegedly, depending on what people, again, because this is all beliefs and understanding of whatever, but most times when you pass, we got souls and spirit and flesh. So when you pass, your soul's like blue blue, the energy is gone. The people that have done this so many allegedly times, they don't stick around. But my understanding of the entities or the spirit like energies that do remain on earth are people that most times died prematurely or don't know they're dead and they're just lingering within this realm. And that's
exactly.
why I think I'm not a fan. I just watch it. But you see, I think those psychic medium shows, they say they're sending them to the light or something like that. I guess that's helping these
Allowing them to
lingering
cross over.
souls.
Allowing
Crossover,
them,
yes.
allowing them to cross over. I believe strongly in that. I've seen entities and creatures who cannot. I encounter with that quite often. I just fuck it though. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it though. You know what I'm saying? Worst case scenario, I'm just capping for the ratings, right? But I'm being very serious. Um,
But that's why you won't see
the word
ghosts
the
majority of
word
the time at the
poltergeist.
cemetery. Go ahead.
The word poltergeist is German, and it's a vengeful spirit, a spirit who died in a way that it's not at peace with and can't understand, and so it refuses to go. The existence of ghosts is actually, in my opinion, a testament to will and the human will. How certain, like girl behind the mic was alluded to, certain people are not accepting their death and their mortality, and they're like, nah, fuck that. Nah, fuck that. And even though their physical shell has surrendered itself, their you know what I'm saying, there's sort of a psychic echo that is staying in sound. We call it attenuation and resonant frequency. These are real things. And as we know, if we look at consciousness or whatever you call your soul as energy, it will linger, and it can linger, and it can have a high level of attenuation. Somebody's will can be strong enough of no, not like this in their last moments, that no, that energy is not going to go away. I've even, since a young age, people would actually bring me to places that have bad juju because shit happened there. And you know what I'm saying, kind of clean that place, But like I said, I grew up in a weird way where some of the people and adults around me were normal civilians. Some acted like normal civilians, but believe it or not, a lot in black, white, and whatever. It was crazy. Military was crazy. You'd be surprised, but a lot of these motherfuckers actually really lived and practiced the old ways.
So, Clips, isn't that a flaw on the creator's behalf if a human being can refuse to go to heaven? Because he created heaven and hell, remember?
Well,
Isn't that a
remember, it's choice, and so somebody's got to choose. That's the whole process of. I personally, it's weird, but I personally, it's my God's necessity, and I believe that life is only confirmed through death. Life is a process, and life is a step, and life is, life is but a window, and death is but a door. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, you must choose because you can. I believe that indecision is itself in itself is a decision. And so, if somebody is indecisive, then they're now ready for an afterlife, be it punishment or reward. Hence, why even in ancient Egypt, your heart was weighed against a feather. You're supposed to die with a light heart, content with the life that you live, for better or worse. And so, I could see entities and creatures who are so discontented that yes, they linger, and in rebellion of that divine order and divine decree, that's that the more that they linger, that lingering energy starts becoming malignant and starts becoming adversarial to life itself. And you get them areas where yes, you could just walk into that area of a factory or whatever, and anybody will tell you this shit's freaky, and you find out like over the 45 something years, like yeah, over 10 people done dropped a heart attacks or weird shit in this place. And that's why they don't really use this part of the factory. Like, you know what I'm saying? And some of us believe that. You would say it's coincidence, but I believe it's that energy. I believe it's that lingering energy. And I've seen certain houses, and there's a certain house right here on the south side of Youngstown that it's so crazy. They just now knocked this house down because since the motherfucking 80s, every 5 to 6 years, whoever was living there would get their dough kicked and murdered. Like clockwork. No more than about 8 years in between the different shootings.
you ever notice that hold on, Pierre, I'll go to you after this because I know you ain't said nothing. I don't want to hog out your time. But you ever notice that the people that see ghosts are the people that believe in it? Like we all know the human mind is really really tricky and difficult, and you can convince yourself of anything. Like they've even showed where the we can't even rely on our memory. They no pun intended memory, but I remember they showed this guy robbed this girl, and then it was like a scenario, a stage robbery, and then they asked the people, what did you see? And they started implanting memories into their head, and they were like, oh yeah, the guy was wearing a yellow suit. So they were showing how unreliable our memories actually are, which meaning what I got from that is if you believe in something, you can convince yourself of it. Like I can convince myself that when I was 5, I talked to Elvis, and I can really believe it, but that doesn't make it true because I believe it.
Like I said, like I tell everybody with things I say, you can take that shit and say this nigga's high. You know what I'm saying? I am. You could say, you know what I'm saying, this nigga capping, this nigga bullshit. You can even take your time and actually research this and do whatever. And I know I know there was a group home that I used to always go to when I was real young that my little ass became kind of like the big man who did what he wanted to, and all the guards and the counselors knew whatever, because the last 2 times the Mexican bitches was freaked out and doing all this weird spider monkey shit and strong as hell, able to throw grown men and speaking in weird languages. Yeah, it was that little nigga who came out and knew what to say as he put hands on them bitches and calmed them down and allowed them to be restrained. And you know what I'm saying? And that was just me going off instinct, off shit that I seen weird ass old women do who used to watch me as a kid when motherfuckers would bring them and niggas be wilding out in the back. I would think they off of dope. Turns out that maybe it probably was off of something else. But I've seen
Ain't that the
people.
wildest shit, Clips? Watching people trip like that when you young, like when I was growing up, I was watching people trip off crack,
I was
off
watching people
crack,
trip off
and that
crack,
was some
heroin, man.
and
I was a military.
alcohol. But that crack, like that
I
blew
was
my
a
mind.
military
Like
brat. I'm not Brandon. I was a military brat. So mind you, in the '80s, like I always tell people, like even when it comes to me on the street shit, I'm blessed because a lot of my OGs was non-vets and Panthers kids. But the sad side of it was I grew up around niggas who had flashbacks.
yep, I'm not gonna say I have flashbacks, but I'll say it's certain things that trigger me that you can't do in front of me because it brings me back to a time in my life. Like I grew up, people smoke crack right in front of me. You know what I mean? My uncle almost beat his ass because he blew crack smoke in my face one day. That's why I know Biggie line. The crack smoke make my brain feel so strange. Like I remember inhaling crack. When I'm bagging it, I don't want to go too much in detail about it.
Man, I'll just put it like this, man. That, you know what I'm saying? Half the reason why
I
I
just
was
remember when I saw women act this way, like I never, like you gotta remember I'm 12 and 13 and watching grown women. I'll just give an example, like get naked and bark like a dog or
yeah,
do like just wild. Like when you watch your people at their lowest point, like it do something to you. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
I remember watching. I'm not gonna talk about going because it's fucked up, but it's fucked up what people would do for a drug, bro. Like man,
Listen,
I can't believe.
I'll
I
leave it
just
like
it's
this. I'll leave it like this. Now, I've alluded to in the neighborhood. If you know me, you know me. I'm not going to get into it. Not on the inaugural Smoke Signal show. I'm about to shut it down in about 20, 30 more minutes, take my son to school. But I appreciate everybody for pulling up. But real briefly, I will say this. I was in the procurement and catering business. And if you've ever been somewhere at like some real Project X, like it's in a warehouse style party, real, whatever, and because of the money at hand, you're not even drunk and you've watched that whole room of people off their shit. If you know that feeling, it's like you could see a spirit move across the room. You could see it
like,
as a performer,
like
as a
my wildest shit was just watching a dude get done up and land in a pile of blood and everybody watching this shit like it's normal. Like when
oh,
I
that's
saw
the
that dude just laid out in a store, but nobody was doing nothing. You know what I
oh,
mean?
that's
Like, and I'm
Brandon. That's not Brandon. I'm talking about. I've been to parties where, yeah, part of the side entertainment is a gladiatorial game, and then there's probably some freak shit going on over here. But over here, yeah, dog, these motherfuckers is fighting until somebody can't fight no more. If he dies, he dies. I've known no cap. I've been to weird shit like that, and motherfuckers just sitting there
nah,
drinking,
bro. I can't do
smoking,
that.
watching niggas just go at it, and you're just sitting there like, man, I don't need to be here, but you got to keep a cool head. Like I always tell people, like half the shit I was in through growing up, it wasn't even about being tough or whatnot. You was just being smart, knowing that the nail that sticks out gets hammered, so you just trying to keep it cool, and then I'll freak out on the ride home. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. That's a fact. Hey, Cliff, that's a fact.
Freak out on the ride home. I
Just
just go
stay cool.
get the fuck up out of here. These niggas loose, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You trying to nudge your homeboy like he like, yo, what the fuck? You like,
Yeah, yeah. I'll never forget, right? I was sitting in the back of the. I'm gonna tell the story. I'm gonna let you go. I was sitting in. I was probably about 16, right? And I was with one of my partners. It was late one night. You know how it is. We sitting in the back of whatever car, smoking whatever. But his brother-in-law was older than us, like 21. But he kept pulling out his gun and like playing with it. And I'm nudging my partner. I'm like, man, what's up with your brother-in-law? He's like, oh man, I'm paying no attention. I'm paying no attention. But I knew the dude was a loose cannon. Man, how about the next day? I swear to God, that dude killed two people the next day, fucking around with that gun. And I knew, you know how you know dudes is loose? You know, you be around dudes. You know. You know what
man,
I
I'm so
mean? But I
sorry,
never
Bureau.
forget that.
Bureau, I'm so
I'm
sorry, man.
sorry, Piro. What
I'm
up,
so
Piro?
sorry.
What up, Brandon? What's going on? What's going on, man?
Sorry. I'm sorry, man. I don't mean to do this, but I
No,
think
no,
when
no,
me and Clip,
you
I
good.
hope this ain't what you call trauma bonding.
Nah, it is, man. It kind of is. Cause I got a homeboy. I just leave his name. Shout out to him because he ain't never getting out. So I got to hold his name down. Shout out to my boy Benny. Woo! Benny killed my boy JG, man. But man, yeah, my friend killed my friend. It's fucked up. If you're from the hood, it happens like that sometimes. Uh, but when Golden Hour was out, Benny would go on like 500 to one death kill streaks where he would just blank out with this weird look in his eye. I would always say, Benny gonna snap one day. Long story short, JG was a little monster out here, and JG was on their ass, and Benny got sick of it. And when they came looking for him, that's why Benny ain't getting out. Nah, Benny just got to playing GoldenEye.
Plus, everybody don't
I called it.
know what GoldenEye. Everybody don't know about GoldenEye on Nintendo 64. Everybody don't know about that, man, on Nintendo 64. Everybody don't know about that.
I'm sorry, I aged myself.
Started first person shooter.
Yeah, it started. I would watch
Very
Billy
first.
J. That nigga. I'm talking about like I'm like, I said he want to try this out for real. Like for real, I was joking in real time. Like I'm like, man, he want to do this for real. Look at him, man. Like cats used to just blow and watch him just zone out. Like cats is playing money, and he like for real. He'd be the most I seen him do is like 400 times before he got killed once.
And I never understood that, to be honest. Like how like some people want to do what the video games like they play, but they secretly want to do it. Like I'd never played any violent video game and wanted to go out and do it.
All right, now. As much as I want to agree with you, we're taking the high road on Smoke Signals because we do not advocate violence over here at Smoke Signals. But I will say, in full honesty, there was one time there may have been some mushrooms involved. We don't know. We're just gonna
All right.
I was enjoying myself, and I was playing GTA for quite some time. Thank God I had my friend Fody with me. Because apparently the 40, when we got up to go to the store, I had got up and I was moving weird. And as I walked out, a car had pulled up and stopped at the light near the front of the house. And he had stopped me, and him knowing me because I was maneuvering around the car to go snatch the person out and jump in the car.
Yeah, you were just in that zone. Shit, man, that's why I never want to fuck with that ass. Fuck all that.
I got him. I had a God and a real nigga by my side, so it was all good.
Right, so somebody to protect you.
I understand if somebody gets the lines blurred. It happened. It has definitely happened to me. It didn't go to no extremes, but I could see how some weirdo, especially some incel, who's just been sitting in there, and because he's a nobody, he's got nothing on his record. And while he's working, he's just sitting here just fucking stacking up fucking guns and body armor. And because he's white and lives in goddamn Minnesota, no one's thinking of like really looking into this dude's shit. All he's been doing for the past 3 years is buying guns and body armor.
And that's the other thing you got to watch out for when you play some of these violent games. So with life being energy wave related, there's some binaural waves or frequencies that can affect us, that can affect our behavior. I mean, long time ago, they used to early 1900s, you could treat with sound or electricity, some certain ailments. So imagine if your body can digest frequencies and sound waves and so forth. So imagine the signals they may put in some violent games. And I'm not saying it is the reason why people commit these crimes, but the influence of that combined with somebody that's been up for 24 hours. They did a study in Switzerland of doctors that went nocturnal without sleep for about 72 hours, but within 24, they were insane. Like literally clinical insanity. So you mix a combination of what you're seeing, the frequencies, the influence, and 24 hours on energy drink, playing this video game, trying to beat this video game, then you might create a monster. You never know. It's a combination of both sometimes.
Exactly. And that goes back
Great
to
point, sis.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Oh, he said great point. And I was just gonna say that last part, like, have you ever seen, and I'm not saying it's just white people, but me, that's what I've seen. Like, I don't know I think they're called mosh pits. Like when you see those weird concerts, I say weird, sorry, but it's like a whole bunch of white people that I see. And when it seemed like the music energy at that concert gets so high or whatever it is, they all start being violent and just shoving and I don't get that either. But those
Okay,
are the
well,
frequencies
I'm gonna
there.
tell you.
An experience. I got
I'm,
into that.
I'm
Yeah.
not gonna cut nobody off. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna get really into that because that's kind of what I was getting to. I got first-hand experience. You know what I'm saying? There's certain lines intersect and people don't understand it. Even like on street shit and everything, and when you deal with magic, like when you deal with gangs or different sorts of elements of crime, a lot of that deals with black and dark magic. I know Puro understands me. You know what I'm saying? I grew up with a lot of santeros, and a lot of them were
Oh, that's all you, bro, because I didn't grow up with any of those.
Yeah. I grew up with a lot
My
of
wife's into all that shit though, so she probably y'all can talk to her.
yeah.
But anyways, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no, you're not. You cool, man. Nah, soy brujo, man. It's like it's real fucked up. Like
I
I
believe
know.
in it. I mean, I don't say I
No,
believe in it, but
I know.
I got
Like
you though.
people
I
don't
got you.
understand. Like I know. I've been there. Like y'all don't understand. I've been to the parties where it went weird. I've been I've been to motherfucking places where it was dusk till dawn, vampires included. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's things that go bump in the night. So it's not like those conspiracy talk. I'm not trying to get too deep or crazy, but there's shit that happens. And
It's kind of a little too late. You said dusk till dawn. God damn. I don't know what. Oh, shit. Dusk till dawn, bro? What is you? What was y'all at? And what is you on?
man, shit, man. Viva Mexico, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's a great country, man. I'm telling you. Best fucking place on earth. Holy shit.
A lot of superstitious people out there, man.
Yeah, it's just it hit different, my baby. It just
like the cartels are all into that shit. I mean,
exactly,
hardcore,
yeah.
hardcore.
To where I tell you know, like me, you know, because I grew up, I openly say this. This ain't telling on myself. There is a picture of a soccer team from 1987, and we've joked about it since the mid 90s. You know, it's like holy fuck when you look at who's on that soccer team.
Girl behind the mic, I got a question. I don't mean to destroy the weed. Girl behind the mic, do they have crack in Africa? I just want to ask that.
Yeah, I want to hear this. So, what was crack like in Africa? Tell me about.
Yeah, do they have crack? Like, did it do y'all what it did to us? Like, what? I mean, did y'all have that? Like,
that was all y'all. That was all your American government creating lab drugs. No, I'm just kidding. But no,
no, that's a fact. No, sis, that's a fact. But go ahead, cook.
Growing up, I didn't even know what a drug was. Like, I think we had weed. Only I say that because I remember my brother coming home with his friend and their eyes were red and they were laughing. So in my adult mind, when I found out what weed was, I thought, oh, that's what those people were doing. But other than that, no crack, no cocaine in my country. I know South Africa was deep with cocaine and stuff like that. But even just growing up, I didn't know what drugs were. But now syrup has made its way. I hear. So the kids are getting toe up from the flow up on some, what is it, lean, I guess, the cough syrup and stuff. And there's now drugs. Drugs have penetrated. And I'm even shocked as well. Like, wow, it have made its way over there, huh? But years later. But growing up, I didn't know of such.
So basically, y'all didn't have, so in y'all communities, that wasn't there. So you didn't have like dope, so y'all didn't have dope houses and bootleg houses. So you didn't see drunkards and dope fiends and addicts and shit growing up. Like
drunkards, yes, alcohol, yes, but drugs, no. There were no neighborhoods taken down because of a pandemic, a drug pandemic. I mean, the trail is there, right? Like I've always said, who lets the drugs in? The government. What? Who say that? But because to me, here's the thing: they made more money during that era. You can't argue. People could say it's a conspiracy, but you can't argue that this has been allowed to happen. Because like when I look at when I was growing up, that wasn't the number one thing to fund our economy. So I guess that wasn't a thing. So I think when a government finds a way or a loophole to fund a economy and wars and stuff like that, they go the perfect route. But who am I? We didn't have mobs, but this is the American culture, though. You know, when people come here to establish themselves. I understand the history of mobs, mafias, and why people had to sell drugs in bulk and so forth like that. But
So y'all, when y'all saw us in ghettos over there, what did y'all think? Like, y'all, I mean,
in
did y'all
ghetto.
think we were in ghettos, or what did y'all think we? I mean, you know what I mean? Like, did y'all know how we got here? Did y'all know the story? And did y'all know? Do y'all know why we are like we are? You do now, living here, of course, you know. But I'm saying, did they see that, or do they know that, or do we just look like rappers to them, or fucking? I don't know.
So when I was growing up, my experiences that were portrayed of the Western Black Americans was culture of rappers, musicians, TLC, Biggie, Tupac. That's what we saw. And then when I would go to the video store, I used to purposely get Black cultured movies, Black American movies, New Jersey Drive, Sunset Park, and whatnot, because that's what they had, and that's the image that I saw Black Americans through those movies. I didn't
So
even.
did you think we was like Minister Society and shit like that? Like that?
I
Did
don't
I
you
ain't
think
think
gonna.
we would?
I don't
I
think
ain't gonna
Do
Menace
lie.
people
made it
think
over there.
I
Menace
ain't gonna.
did make it over there? Did it
What'd
make
you
it,
say?
sis?
Menace
Minister
Society
Society.
might have been there, but I didn't watch Menace to Society. But I did watch Sunset Park, New Jersey Drive, and I'm not gonna lie, there was a lot of like guns and robbing and whatnot. So I automatically thought the culture in America was everybody has a gun and you could get robbed at any time. But I didn't know how big America was
Oh,
and
that's
that
true, sis. But your thought assessment was true, especially because I live in Texas. Everybody do got a gun, and you can get robbed at any time.
Yeah, our homeless got a gun, girl, behind the mic. Like literally, I'm not even making it up. Our homeless people can't afford a hot and spicy, but the motherfuckers got guns.
I was terrified. When my mom said we're coming to America, I was like, I don't want to go die by the gun. Because at that time, our police officers didn't have guns. Even at this time, like a few now have like shotguns, but they didn't have guns. They had batons. So I was like, oh my gosh, everybody gonna be pew pewing everywhere, and how we gonna do this? But I did, I didn't know these laws to
Did y'all
this.
know how we got here? Did y'all or did you know what I mean? Did y'all get people like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King? Did y'all see
No,
them people? Or y'all
that
just seen the worst of us?
right? No, it wasn't even the worst stuff, y'all. It was. Let me tell you something. They have done a good job keeping Black people apart globally, history wise. I was literally traumatized at the age of 16 when I attended an American high school to find out that Black people in America got here because of slavery. I was in denial. I was like, "What? No,
They didn't
no,
teach y'all
there's no
that. You
such
didn't
thing.
know that, sis.
Nope."
Y'all didn't
Hold
know
up,
that.
Brendan, watch it. Let
So
her
look,
talk, bro.
I'm sorry. That shit. I'm sorry.
No, they did not. Let me tell you what they taught us. They taught us the Industrial Revolution. They taught us First World War, Second World War. They taught us about Mao Zedong. They taught us about the Tsar Nicholas's, Benito Mussolini, all the irrelevant aristocratic powers of European descent that had nothing to do with us. Now that I look back on it, they barely even taught us our own history.
So how did y'all think we got here, sis?
I never thought about it. You see, the thing was, this what because I had all these revelations, and the problem was not even the problem. The thing was, I grew up in a predominantly Black country, so I was used to seeing Black people everywhere. So obviously, when I came to America, it's the norm. Okay, niggas is everywhere. Like this is how we are. You know what I mean?
Oh,
I
okay,
never
gotcha.
right. Even in the islands, they told me that. I thought Black people in the islands, man, I found out the Jamaicans were dropped off by the slave boat. I mean, I was just finding out stuff. I would
Yeah,
literally
that's where the boat
was
stopped first, sis. That's where the boat stopped
I
first.
I was so mad. I was so mad because I just couldn't fathom. Like nobody told us this. And I'm like, what do you mean people were chained and enslaved? What do you mean? And they're like, no, that's what happened. Da, da, da. And I'm learning and I'm pissed off because I just thought Black people were everywhere. That was my naivete because when you come in grow in a country where it's everybody is Black, majority is Black. Every powerful position is Black. So when you travel and navigate the world and see Black people in my age, not having no knowledge of what happened, you're just assuming that, we dominating, we running stuff. This is us. But then I find out I was so disappointed. I was mad. I had emotions. I was like, how could they do this? Like I still get That's why I don't like to watch those movies because I really get pissed off. Like I really get upset at that part of
You
history.
think you get pissed off? When I saw Roots in the second grade, every white person I saw got the shit beat out of them. So, uh, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, I showed my older children Roots. My 13-year-old, I haven't showed him Roots yet. That shit so it's because I gotta watch it with him, and I don't want to watch that shit. Like I got the series on DVD. I don't want to watch that shit. I'm trying to figure out how to teach him without revolutionizing him or uh, like activating him. I don't want to activate him because I know I can do that. I don't want to do that to him
Yeah,
because
don't do it, Brandon Washington.
but because I know because that's when I came in contact with the Nation of Islam around 13 or 14. But I needed it. Like I ain't gonna lie, I probably shouldn't be saying this shit, but my uncle who was a Muslim, he came and got me, man. Like, man, we was breaking in houses and stuff. Anyway, I had just done some dirt, and my mama must have called him because I came in the house one day. I seen a dude in a suit and a bow tie warming up bean soup in the microwave, telling me about because I had already read Malcolm X when I was 12. I had wrote my cousin. My cousin, uh, he deceased now, but he was like 14 that killed the dude. So I wrote my cousin, and I was telling him about the history that I was learning. But this before the NOI, and my cousin wrote me this. I wish I had that letter. My cousin dead now, but uh, he wrote me like a 7-page letter just detailing the history and basically just told me go for it. So my uncle came around, and my uncle knew, man, we was goddamn, man, we was, man, I love my uncle. But he taught me. Like I didn't know how to put, man, I'm telling you, I didn't know how to do nothing. Like my uncle taught me how to put my socks on. He taught me everything. Like I didn't know shit. I ain't know nothing. Like I didn't know that me and Wick got up and went to work every day. I didn't know that I didn't know shit, man. And I just thank God for that organization because I mean the Christian people used to try to come and get us, but we were just so bad, man. Like we would rob them, like we would um like steal out of their purses. We would like raid their kitchen where they kept the cookies and the grape juice and shit. We were like like we were just bad. Like we didn't have no direction. So I'll say that that organization really gave me discipline and direction. Even though I was young, I always knew I never saw black people like that. Like I never saw this black men um respectable. I never saw men talk to their wives. I just never saw none of that shit. I just grew up around the worst of the worst elements. I grew up around gangsters, bitches, pimps, hoes, shit like that. Like my grandfather, he was pimping before he died of AIDS. So it's just you don't get to see black excellence like that, and it's not around you. You don't have those examples. So I was blessed and thankful that I had those examples, even though I did go on to do bullshit in life. But that was always my foundation, and I thank God for that.
Yeah, and I appreciate that, man. Sometimes you got to thank God for the connections, and you thank God for the lessons. And sometimes the lessons came at a price and came from a weird place or a bad place. And that's what we're going to end it at right now. I appreciate Girl Behind the Mic, Brandon Washington, Puro, the Boxing Scholar. Oh my God. Anybody else? I forgot whoever tapped in. Everybody, this was the initial session. This is the initial session. And y'all tapped in with me. I got to get ready to go on and get my king to school so these white folks could tell him some lies that I've got to go and try to correct when he gets home. But, that's what's necessary. And as always, what is necessary is never secondary to nothing and no one. This is the law. And once again, I thank everybody. We're going to get this going. We're going to keep more sessions going. We're going to have more sessions. So, listen, I ain't asking for nothing, but that's the yap. If you want to support, I'm going to get my shit set up some more. This wasn't too hard. This actually was kind of easy. This was actually real easy. I ain't even gonna lie. I don't feel like I was pressured or I didn't break a sweat doing this little whatever. So
Scholar, I'm finna put my info in the back. Scholar, hit me up. I'm finna drop my mathematics.
You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing you need to know right there on the banner right there, Brandon. That's the only thing you need to understand is that, you know what I'm saying, that actually, that's scientific empirical fact. That's just something you got to understand right there. And so, with that said, we're looking forward to, saying more sessions. I'm looking forward to more people coming join, join the session, and we're going to, keep it smoking, keep it pimping, and we're going to keep this thing going and keep our thoughts provoking. And we're going to keep our energy high. And we're going to keep, as always, we're going to keep love, as our guide as we navigate our way through, the ups and downs.
Clips, is you giving final thoughts, bro?
Yeah, these are my final thoughts right here. Why you want to hear something else?
No, I mean, like, you gonna get everybody on the panel final thoughts.
Oh, I was about to roll y'all around, but damn,
okay.
You said I'm being long-winded. What you doing?
I thought you was just ending it. I didn't know if you was ending it or not.
Nah. I'm gonna let everybody get their go, man. So first and foremost, let me always, do things the way all revolutionaries must. We got to put the last first, because the last should be first and the first should be last. And so Puro, you didn't get a chance to say much, so I'm gonna give you, all the time in the world to go on and close out the show. Before I give everyone else their last words.
Thanks, Clips. Great to be on the show, especially your first one. I mean, it was a lot to take in. I agree with a lot of the panels. What they were going by. I mean, the perspective of the world, especially girl behind the mics, how she didn't even know about all that stuff and stuff like that. And anyways, I got my own thoughts on that stuff. But we'll talk about it at a later time. I appreciate you having me, bruh. And peace to the panel.
That's what's up, man. Shout out to Puro, man. Puro, welcome always to the session. You feel what I'm saying? Hope we see you again soon, All right, so let's go on and let's take it over to the boxing scholar. What do you gotta say as we go on and put the last bit of motherfucking smoking ashtray?
I'll be seeing you around. I'm glad you finally jumped off the porch. You know what I mean? So I could pull up over here, do my little troll thing in the comment section and hop on the panel. Be serious, you know what I mean? I'm just happy you finally did it, bro. I'm proud of you.
Oh man, thank you, man. Thank you. I'm proud of you for saying, just pull it up, man. I'm proud, I'm saying? It's real. That's real.
Hey, yo, Scholar, you got my mathematics, bro. You wanted it, you got it.
I see it.
You hit me up. Use it.
I got your number. I got your number now too, Brandon.
All y'all got it. Use it. But I want to say this. Before I go. I appreciate all y'all. I did need a good self reflection, so I appreciate that. I mean, I'm not always right. And I appreciate the critique. Seriously, that's what I really want to tell you, bro. I appreciate that because it is something to be in what you said. It is something to be examined, and I'm gonna look at it. I have to. I'm compelled to. So I appreciate y'all. I always appreciate the camaraderie and the love. And like I said, man, I'm here to learn. Salute to y'all, and I hope we keep learning and growing. Girl behind the mic, you gotta start going live, sis. Like, cause you be bringing conversation starters out this world. I know you don't think you can do it, but you can do it, sis.
Girl behind the mic, you don't think you can do it?
I'm scared.
What?
You can definitely do it.
I'm scared of people.
I know you're married, so don't let me get it. Don't let me get people in
Girl
trouble.
behind the mic, we got to set this up before we get off. I will pull up.
I'm scared. People gonna be talking smack in the chat. Then I
Kick their
gotta
asses
be
off.
focused.
That's the thing about your. That's the thing about your playground. Is your playground, your sandbox, your rules. You can boot motherfuckers off. You don't have to be like shit.
Listen, I'll even tell you can set me as your bulldog. I'll be your moderator. Give me a wrench on your channel. And and just tell me, Luke, something, you know what I'm saying? I gave you my number, you know what I'm saying, or email. Just tell me some of your little triggers, and as soon as somebody starts going that way, I'm already booting them. You ain't even go. You
Yeah,
know, you
hey
ain't
sis,
even.
because I tell you like this, sis. Everybody get booted. Like they say, everybody get booted out of chats every day, B. I just got booted out of one. So
Hey, girl behind the mic. You gonna have your nerves. You gonna have whatever. But once you start to flow, it's just a conversation. It's like a virtual conversation. These people can't actually do anything to you. And the moment you realize that, like you said, me and Clips and Brandon will be in the chat with the moderators. We'll make sure nobody talks shit. But I think it's a good space for you to move up. Like, don't take this the wrong way, but like pretty people in the section that we're in, it's not a lot of women in boxing, period. And the women that look decent, they always rise to the top, like Michelle Joy Phelps and people like that. So you're in a good like vacuum. All you gotta do is get out there. I promise you're gonna make it. Like, and we're gonna show up to support you just like we did Clips to make sure that you make it.
Okay. Think
So
about
that's
when
a
we
it.
setting
fact.
the date,
No, I'm scared. I'm gonna think about it.
let's do it.
I'm
Let's do it
literally
next
get
Saturday.
nervous. Next Saturday.
Yeah, the
You know what's
weekend.
crazy is I just like right before Eclipse went on, I was like just done my light, got my camera up there, and did all my setup, and I was like, okay, 2023, I'm gonna be, you know, showing my
Let's do a
face.
test run. Let's do a test run now, sis. Let's do a
Mm-mm,
20-minute
no,
live.
I
Let's do
gotta
a
Hey,
tell
quick
you.
test run. No,
hey, girl, behind the mic. Go to give me your final thoughts. I got to get ready to get my son to school.
all right. Salute
All
to
right,
everybody. Love,
all right,
love you
salute.
all. Peace.
Peace.
Back at you. Yeah, great show, great show. I'm excited that I was part of this inaugural live and looking forward to more live from you. So yeah, thank you for having me on the show. Nice hanging out with you all in the chat. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you, man. Love to everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? It's always love. I'm gonna get up out of here. And once again, if you're in the sound of my voice, just know that, you know what I'm saying, every day is a lesson, every day is a blessing. And I can't say it enough, man. What's necessary is never secondary to nothing, to know what this is the law. Such is the way. So for all you that are lost, that is the way. Handle what you need to. You can deal with what you want to, but you can't they can't have this without that. So remember that. I love you. I'll catch you on the next session. Smoke signals, inaugural flight coming to a land.